Hey family, what I'm actually doing, I'm actually making an addendum. This is a quick video that I'm gonna actually piggyback on a video that follows this brief commentary. So in other words, I made a video and I forgot to ask some question in that video, so I'm actually doing it now. So this video is actually after the video that I made, but I'm gonna put it before. Sound confusing, don't it? But anyway, the question is this. So now I'm driving on a parkway with a bunch of cars. Now I actually mentioned this in that video that follows my brief commentary. And cars are moving, but yet still I'm driving on a parkway. I have vehicles parked in my driveway, which they refer to as a driveway. So I have vehicle parked in my driveway. So I guess the first question is, shouldn't this be a driveway? Because we're driving, you know what I'm saying? And where I park my vehicle be a parkway. The next question I have is this. When we go to the beach, for those of who go to the beach, right, we see these women in two-piece bathing suit, a top and a bottom. Like the other day we went to Florida, and these Floridian girls, you know, these white chicks, they had, even some black chicks too, they had some skimpy, bathing suit. They had a top and a bottom, which looks like a bra and a panty to me. But if you was to go to someone's house, and let's say, for example, you knock on the door, someone comes to the door, they might say, hold on a second, if it's a female, hold on a second, let me get dressed. I'm not dressed. So she probably came out of her room or came out, walking around the house in her underwear and bra. But yes, she have to cover up. But when they go to the beach, they walk around in a two-piece bathing suit. So what is the difference between an underwear, let's say a cotton underwear and a cotton bra, as opposed to wearing two-piece bathing suit? I'm talking about literally, in some cases, all they're doing is covering up the nipples with the bathing suit. You can see the breasts outline on the bottom and the top, the cleavage, and you could just see the ass cheek. You see the G-string. So the only thing they're really covering up is the private area, the front, but the string is right between their ass crack. So you're seeing the buttocks, you're seeing the cleavage and the breast. The only thing they cover up is the nipple. So does that make sense to y'all, family? Like, you covering up because you're in your underwear in the house. You may have a full ass granny panty and shit on, but you run in to cover up, your bra and your underwear. But yes, you walk around on the beach like nothing amongst men, woman, husband, they looking at your ass, kids are looking at you, and you have no shame. So I just wanted to ask those two questions. I have a lot of questions. I think I'm gonna make a series where does common sense really matters? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make a series like that because there's so many questions that I need to ask that a lot of time we just overlook because it's like the norm and shit, It's just a norm. We just follow tradition of men. Shalom. Shalom, family trendsetter. I'm driving on my way to Virginia, then from Virginia to New York. And as I'm driving, I'm looking at the amount of traffic on what they refer to as the parkway. So right now I'm driving my van on a parkway, but yet still I have other vehicles parked in a driveway. So shouldn't this be a driveway and where we park our car a parkway? I don't know, I'm just asking because my mind goes there sometime, family, for real. But anyway, in today's video, since I have this long journey ahead of me, I want to talk about our people, the so-called black race. And I don't want y'all to be offended about what I'm about to say, because sometimes, the truth, it does offend. But when I study my people, and I'm not going to try to let this drag out to them, I'm just going to get right to the point. When I study my people, and I realize how docile my people are, and I say my people meaning, the black nation, how we allow other nations to take advantage of us. I was in Baltimore City the other day, and I seen where there was so many, what was a store called? The Arabs. They over there having the corner stores, you know what I'm saying, selling paraphernalia in our stores, stuff that people would require or need to facilitate their drug habits, right? And I see also a lot of cops on the corner, you know, pretty much just staging out on the corner, ready to make an arrest. And I ask myself, okay, so a lot of these people that's on drugs, right, that's hooked on drugs in the black community, they need something to facilitate their habits. So they either need the drug dealers or they need the paraphernalia to pretty much facilitate their drug habit. But when you go in these corner store, family, you actually see pipes that you can smoke crack in if you're a crackhead. You see pipes that you can smoke, you know, marijuana. You see, they even sell K2, that synthetic marijuana that's a lot of our people are being strung out on and, you know, and literally dying from. And I'm saying to myself, okay, so if you're trying to crack down on drugs, because remember Reagan came and talked about, oh, you know, he's the war on drugs, but yet still they are allowing drugs, first of all, to come into the country, the United States of America. You know what I mean? Because drugs cannot just come into the country unless you're allowing or giving them some form of way to get up in this motherfucker. A lot of times, you know what I'm saying, they are actually, the government themselves are smuggling the drugs, because you gotta understand, when they actually catch, let's say, drug dealers with drugs, you think they destroy the drugs? No, they put it in what's called evidence room, and then what they do after a time, they put it right back out on the street. You know what I'm saying? Even the same guns. I heard a situation where there was a gun that was confiscated for murder, right? And it was, you know, confiscated, booked into evidence. And that same gun, family, I kid you not, in Chicago, the same gun was confiscated again for murder. So you got to ask yourself this question: how is it possible that the same gun can be used twice? If you apprehend a suspect and you take the gun from him and it's booked into evidence, that gun's supposed to be destroyed. But yet still the same gun, same caliber pistol, same gun, because every gun have a unique mark when they shoot a bullet, was out on the street again, which means they're recycling the drugs and the guns. They're taking the fucking cash from the drug dealers and using that towards education, whatever the hell they use it towards. But they're using these drugs and guns, they're recycling it back on the street, fam, to destroy the black community. So now to get to the point of the matter. So what I'm saying is that we as a black society, we give more credence to these devils, these oppressors, more than you would give credence to your own people. For example, if I come to you and I say, let's say I give you an idea, right? And I say, hey man, I think this blah, 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 blah. We as a black society, we would think twice of going along with one of our own. But if another motherfucker, if another nation, such as a white man, come to you and say the same exact thing and say we need to act upon it now, you'll see how quick our people jump up. Because that's what they have done, family. They have brainwashed us to believe that they are God. They are our gods and shit. You know what I mean? I don't understand, why do we revere these people as something special? They're not. They have something that we don't have. And that's a non-melanated skin complexion. The shit that can literally allow them to be burned alive. They have to use sunscreen lotion. We do not. And I'm not trying to be racist on this video, so don't even try it. It's not a hate speech video. I'm just expressing myself using YouTube guidelines, the obvious. We revere these people as superior over us, and they're really not. They're dying out. They're literally depleting from this planet. The Most High is purging this planet from these beasts of the field, and they really are the beasts of the field the Bible mentioned in Genesis. Okay, the first creation. They're from the first creation. A lot of y'all believe that it was only Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel on the planet. No, after Cain slew Abel, he asked, well, basically he didn't ask, he was worried about getting killed by other people. If there wasn't other people, how the fuck, or why would he be worried about getting killed? You know what I'm saying? So much so that the Most High put a mark on him and made a decree, if anybody put their hands, paraphrasing, if anybody put their hands on Cain, they would be dealt with. You know what I mean? And the reason why the Most High actually allowed him to even live that long, because he was a part of Eve, you know, lineage. Because the serpent, Cain was from the serpent seed. All right, the serpent, which wasn't a fucking talking snake, it was a reptilian. It was like a creature, like beast that lived out of the Garden of Eden. They lived in Nod, because remember when Cain went into Nod, he met his wife. Now I know a lot of y'all, including one of my subscribers, we debated on that. You know, he's saying that was Cain's sister. No, because right after Abel died, you had Seth. It was no mention of a female. Not saying that it couldn't have been, but I don't think Cain gonna wait around years and shit. And then again, if that's the case, if that was his sister, if Adam and Eve was in the garden and Seth was born after Abel died, Cain was vanished from the garden into Nod, where he met his wife. So did Adam and Eve's daughter, according to a lot of y'all, believe that was Cain's sister he married, was she vanished into Nod as well? You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes we really got to think about it. You know what I mean? I know we've been taught a lot of bullshit from these white people and shit, but it's time for us to undo what they have taught us. But again, family, like I said, we allow other nations to rule over us. So much so, again, that they had this African country where you had some African leader allowing a Chinese man to become chief over them, over their tribe. Chief. A fucking Chinese man being chief over a black nation. You know what I'm saying? This is how dumb we are. And I do understand that we are not like what they depict us to be. We are by nature docile, loving, caring people. For the ones that you see that live amongst in our community that's killing and murdering, they, I believe, are Hamitic people. I don't think they are Hebrew Israelite, because the Hamites, they have a hatred towards, the Most High chosen people. And I believe even though we do have the same melanated complexion, we're not the same people. Because I don't think a Hebrew would go and just murder another Hebrew for no reason, or for money or drugs or whatever. It has to be, you have that Hamitic spirit in you, because not everybody that look like Israel is Israel. You know what I'm saying? Yasharah. I'm talking about the real Israel, black people, not no damn Jewish people over there in Israel. Israel. Talk about calling themselves Israelis. I'm not talking about them. They are Jews. Let them keep themselves as Jews. We're not Jews. We're Yehudis. We are Hebrew Israelite, or Igbo, or Ivory Israelite. Okay, that's the proper pronunciation, Ivory Israelite. So I just want to come on here, man, because it really bothers me to know that we put these non-human, these beasts of the field, before our people many times. We give them the benefit of the doubt, whereas with our people, we don't get the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, with that Nipsey video, you see that little white caveling, vandalizing Nipsey Hussle mural, and this dumbass black girl just standing by, facilitating, assisting her with it, just for clout. And when the tag that she put on Nipsey Hussle mural was the same letters that was on this black girl's shirt, back of her shirt. So that means they're affiliated, they're together. But you know what? The Bible said we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Many are called, chosen are few. I know a lot of our people are waking up to who we live amongst. You know what I'm saying? These are by nature our mortal enemy, family. No matter how much we try to plead with them, march, protest, asking for their mercy, they cannot be merciful to us, because they're not like us. They're the beasts of the field that's mentioned in Genesis. They're non-human. They're mutants. Okay? They're like the fucking Terminator. You cannot reason with them. They don't have any heart. In other words, I'm going to tell you how deep it is. Every time we get gunned down, every time a black person get gunned down unarmed or taken out by a so-called white person, no matter how much your white friend or neighbor act like they love you or care for you, they actually rejoice, because they know that we are not like them. Only we as black people are so delusional to believe that we are alike, because we bleed the same blood. We have a different spirit. The Most High gave them fucking fur that they refer to as hair. Look at their hair complexion. Look at their hair texture. They have animal hair, horse hair. We have nappy woolly hair, and a lot of us are going out there putting curling iron and what they call that, straightening our hair to look like the oppressor. They want us to look like them, because when we start perming our hair and bleaching our skin to look like them, we're gonna be destroyed just like how they're being destroyed today. We don't need no motherfucker. If you wasn't born with long, straight hair, then you don't need to have long, straight hair. Keep your natural, nappy, woolly afro. That's what the Most High gave us to protect us from lice. They're just like a orangutan, or not even orangutan. What they call the other ape, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're mixed. They have the rhesus monkey DNA in their genes. They have animal DNA, family, in their genes. This is how you know they're the beasts of the field. Black people don't have rhesus monkey DNA or Neanderthal DNA. Google this shit. Google a Neanderthal and see what a Neanderthal look like. It looked just like a white man. So why would you want to try to act and look like your oppressor, a fucking beast of the field? Not disrespecting all white people, because a lot of y'all are actually human beings trapped behind that white skin. But for the most part, you know, you could be, your spirit be a witness to you. If you find yourself hating black people for no reason, then you a beast of the field. You from the other creation. Mentioned in Genesis 1:27, I believe. Because Genesis 2:7 is totally different than Genesis 1:26 and 27. Read it, you'll see. Adam was formed from the ground. The breath of life was blown into his nostril, and man became a living soul. The first creation, these gods, whoever they are, say, let us create man in our image. And a lot of y'all believe it's the Most High. No, the Most High created Adam and the other God, because the Most High said he's a jealous God, not to worship any other God, which means there are other gods on the fucking earth. Okay? There's other deities that a lot of you Christians are worshiping other than the Most High. So don't say that it's only one God. There are many fucking gods. It's just that the God of the Hebrews are the Most High. He's the God of all gods. I hate when people say that shit, you know, it's only one God. It ain't only one fucking God. Because God is a title. Satan is a God. Did y'all know that? Satan is who y'all worshiping in a Christian church, calling him God and Lord. Talk about it's only one God. Why would the Most High said not to worship any other gods if there wasn't any other gods? Think about it. It's time for us to wake up, family. It's time for us to wake up. Shalom.